Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. You know why you are here. Before you forget, go ahead and like the video and hit subscribe if you are feeling the vibe. Those interested in my personal channel, as always, I just posted the 5 remote jobs that are hiring for the week. I have had people reach out to me via my social media, so feel free if you have questions or anything like that to reach out to me. My social media will always be on the right side of the screen once the content starts playing. It's Zodiac Xena on everything. So go ahead and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. But I just posted 5 remote jobs that are hiring. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday are non-incoming call-based positions. I have Storytime, Life After Divorce, vlogs. All of those wonderful things will be posted on my personal channel, which will be linked in the comments. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about Mean Girls, y'all. This was not even my intention for today's video, but I seen like a story time and I said, we need to talk about this because this is real and we definitely gonna have to have this conversation. So without further ado, go ahead and watch the content creators and I'm gonna be back at the end with my commentary.
This message goes out to the young ladies at my mom's job who decided to stand her up on her birthday. My mom's birthday was June 13th. These young ladies at my mom's job, who she all bought a gift for on their birthday, decided to stand her up on her birthday. They decided to lie and get her hopes up, saying that they would take her out on Sunday. That's all my mom could talk about all week is how she's going to go out on Sunday with these girls. She was so excited. It just almost reminded me of, you know how you in high school, right? And there's a group of girls who are like I don't want to say it girls, but you know, they got their little style, they got their little clique, right? And you're like the oddball that's trying to fit in and they kind of get you in, but just to make fun of you, like the Mean Girls. That's what it's given. Don't you ever play with my mama like that. They stood her up and I asked my mom, because I didn't hear nothing about it after that. I'm like, Mommy, did they ever take you out? She was like, no. I was like, why? She was like, oh, they said something came up. All of them? I said, Mommy, those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. And don't you ever play with my mama like that. My mom is such a nice person. She has a heart of gold. Like, don't play with my mom. She was so sad, but I could tell she tried to like keep it in. She didn't even want me talking about them. Like, I was like, Mommy, those are not your friends. Don't talk to them. Just say hi and bye. Don't kiki with them. No, sis, you're my mom. I don't even stand for that. Girl, never. Pashte figi moon. Women bab jump. Ashte figi moon. Period. This is my beautiful mommy. Isn't she beautiful? This is where I get my looks from. But shout out to my mom. Y'all wish my mom a happy birthday. Show my mommy love.
My first Mean Girl experience as a 26-year-old woman.
Me being a school bus driver, and this is just the story time of this morning because you would think grown women, because I experienced it when I was younger, but there are older women that are like mean girls. So this morning I went to my first stop and I got out to go inside of the McDonald's, you know, take a little break, refresh, do what I do, and I decided to go and order me a drink because I wanted something sweet this morning. 3 women come in the door and you know how you are just observant to, you know, make sure who's coming in the facility. I just turned to look and I turned back around just waiting for my order, my drink, and they just get to going in about me. And I was just like, what did I do? One of the girls say, oh, like we walk in a room, all eyes on us. I mean, if you're gonna stare, to speak. Hello, good morning. And they're not talking to me, but they stand like a couple of feet away from me and they're just making remarks. And I guess they wanted me to look over and like say something to them. And I didn't, but of course I was listening in and I just kind of smiled and just like shook my head because I'm changing, you guys. I used to be very hot-headed growing up, but I had to stop my crazy antics. So I'm just like, I'm a changed woman. I'm 26 now, fighting and, you know, trying to be confrontational. It's just not in, you know, my character anymore. So I don't say anything. So they get to talking about my lashes and my hair. They get to saying, oh, well, our school bus drivers and they have to wake up early in the morning time to put on makeup and, you know, do their hair, wear fake hair. I guess I don't have all my, so maybe that's why they staring. And then one of the girls make a remark and said, oh, ain't nobody care about what you look like, at least you natural. Now, mind you, I don't have makeup on, but I do have on lashes, and I mean my eyebrows are, I just have really thick eyebrows, so I don't know. And yeah, like of course, like me wearing hair, I never thought that me wearing fake hair like signify that I was insecure about myself or I was not like pleased with being natural. I just feel like sometimes when you wear fake hair, I'm looking at it as a protective style. I'm not thinking much of it. I mean, I have a head full of hair, but what does it matter? And one of the girls, she comes up a little bit next to me and she kind of says underneath her breath, like she knows better not to say nothing. So I kind of laugh, and the next thing I know, the woman is handing over my drink and she's like whispering to me, hey, you know, you come in here every single morning to, you know, just use the restroom, and you need to be very careful because people will hurt you because of what you look like. Like, you don't understand how attractive you are. Like, you're a very beautiful woman. You come in and you speak to everybody, and there's just something about you, and you need to be careful. Now, I start thinking to myself, like, oh, like, what do you mean? Like, that's not true? But she was like, no, a lot of people hurt women or try to hurt women because of what they look like. I came home right now, just lounging around, and to be honest, I am very self-conscious, and I have been for a lot of time in my life, and I'm trying to work on it because a lot of people do approach me and tell me like, hey, like, you can just sense that you don't know how beautiful you are, how pretty you are, like, you're such a pretty girl. And I don't know, like, sometimes when I think about how I present myself, I just know that I'm a very girly girl, and I am working on my confidence and trying to feel as beautiful as what people see me to be. I'm an overthinker, so I started to try to find fault and what I did wrong, and I don't know what's wrong with me. That's why that's why this year I am actually going on another journey, like self-journey of finding self-love within myself. Because Maya, whatever they were talking about and however they felt, it had nothing to do with you. Why are you trying to find fault? When you go outside, I would think that you would be presentable, hair-wise and, you know, face-wise, have it together. That's just how I was brought up. But yeah, that was very weird to me to experience mean grown girls, I guess. I don't know.
I have the best tip on how to deal with mean girls. This past weekend, I was in the Hamptons, and you know how people in the Hamptons are kind of like, which is totally fine. They're kind of like cartoon characters. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. I'm very entertained by this type of person. But, you know, there's definitely some mean girls sprinkled in the mix of those, if not all. And Friday night, we were at a club, and it has like a restaurant area, and I was leaving from eating dinner to go back to the dance floor to go dance with my friends. And this girl stops me dead in my tracks, and she's like, what's your vibe? Like, who are you? Like, what's going, like, who, like, what is this? Like, what is, and I was like, huh? Oh, I'm Grace. Nice to meet you. And she goes, are you like a fashion girly? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Like, sure. And then she's like, oh my god, no, I just like, where'd you get your dress? And I was like, I got it from a boutique. She was right, but if you're a fashion girly, you're wearing fake Hermes slides. And I said, yeah, they're Steve Madden. Like, I love Steve Madden. Like, what's up? Steve Madden, that's my boy. Freaking love him. And then she was like, yeah, it's just like so weird that you're just like wearing fake, like I can tell by the stitching, like it's just like weird, like da-da-da. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, and I didn't know what to say. What do you say? I'm like, I don't care about the slides. I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I'm like, yeah, everybody's like so rich here with the Hermes thing. She goes, I'm one of the rich ones. And I was like, all right, let's cut the charade here. Let's cut the act. I said, I'm a girl's girl. I don't know if anyone else is going to tell you this, but I will. You're kind of being a bitch right now, and you're coming off as super unfriendly. Maybe that's not what you're trying to do, but I just want to let you know, I can handle it. I don't know if anyone else could, so I'm just going to kind of like cut it right here. This girl was so gooped and so gagged, I truly scalped her in that moment, that she just immediately almost started crying. She's like, oh my god, I'm so like, I just had the worst day today. I'm super insecure about my outfit. I love your dress. I just think it's so cute. Like, I really do. And I just, like, I have the worst day. And I hate what I'm wearing. And I just, like, and I was like, listen, it's fine. I forgive you. It's okay. Just cut the shit, sister. She was really embarrassed, honestly. And then she kind of was, like, friendly with me for the rest of the night, which is fine. Whatever. But one thing that you should totally do in these situations, like if I was 19 years old, I don't even know what I would have done. I probably would have been shook or upset or my feelings hurt. I'm 25 now. We're cutting it short. I'm not into the whole, like, this whole dance. So just, one, kill people with kindness always. It's the best way. Two, don't let people speak to you in a way. Just be like, what is this? What are you coming at me like this? And do it nicely. You know, maybe they're having a bad day. I'm sure she was having a bad day. She told me she was. Doesn't mean that she should talk to people like that, but I'm not her mother. And that is how you should definitely deal with situations like that.
So I just wanted to come on here and talk to my girls. And so the other day when I was at the gym, there was this group of girls, maybe like 17, 18, we're in there, and I'm 24. And I usually every day get up, get ready, work, go about my day, and then I just go to the gym right after. So I'll put my hair up in a bun, but I have makeup on from the day. These girls were kind of like snickering and making faces, and I was just like, like what even is that? And then I walk into the locker room and like turn to use the restroom, and they're kind of like in the front looking in the mirror, and I hear them say like, oh, why does she need to be pretty for the gym? Now, old me would have like gotten in my head and been like, oh my God, do I look like I'm doing too much? Like, does it look like I'm trying too hard? Like this time, it didn't bother me in the slightest, and I actually felt like a genuine like disconnection. Like I was like, it's not a big deal. Like they're entitled to think that if they want to. They're entitled to snicker and make comments and think that I'm doing too much. And some people might. I don't care. Like I really don't care. And I think that for me, it was one of those moments where it was just like a solidification that I love and know myself. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved everything glamorous and fabulous, and I'll show up in the world that way. I will. Like my hair's always gonna be like big and maybe too much, and I'm always gonna love lipstick and nails and like all the things, and you don't have to, and I don't judge anyone that doesn't. But I just think as girls and as women, we need to do a better job, especially for the younger generation of girls, that this is not the way of womanhood. Like we don't do this. They're in high school, and I just am like so sad because I'm like, yes, there's time and room for them to grow and mature and all of that. But why don't we take care of each other as women and love each other as women? And I will say there are a lot of women who have been so kind to me, who compliment me, not judging, not being unkind, because when women unite together, they really are unstoppable. But when we're mean and nasty and petty and judgmental and talk behind each other's backs, it's so icky. Like as women, that's just so icky. And I also would like to say that so far, like the following that I have and the women who are on my page and support and comment and follow, you've all been like the kindest, most like wonderful people to engage with, and I just want to say like that makes me so happy. So for everyone who comments on my videos and likes them or follows me after seeing them, like I love you so much, and I really love the positive space that I'm seeing. So
when people say it is very hard as a grown woman to find female friends, this is what they mean. I was at the gym yesterday, and it is the gym at my apartment complex, and when we moved into this apartment complex, I kind of was like, I wonder if I'm gonna find any friends, because there seems to be a lot of people around my age. I'm seeing a lot of women. It's a pretty big complex, and there's one gym, and I'm like, you never know. So this was my second day going to my apartment's gym, and I was just about done. I was on the treadmill, and these two women walk in that are maybe like a year older than me, whatever, they're friends, and initially they see me through the window, and I just see the look on their face, and they just immediately just like look annoyed that they didn't have the gym to themselves. Which that's fine, because sometimes I'm like that too, where I'm like, I just want to be alone. I don't want anyone to be here. But they get on the two treadmills beside the one that I am on, and I'm not bothering them doing anything. I have my headphones in. I'm just walking, running, whatever. I get done with my workout, and I go to pick up all my stuff. I pick up my AirPods case, and I drop it. Of course, my AirPods case just slides right underneath the treadmill that one of the girls is on. And I was like, great. So she doesn't notice, and she doesn't have on any headphones. And I go, hey, I'm so sorry. My AirPods case slid underneath your treadmill. And she just looked me up and down and went, okay. So I just kind of like stood there for a second. I was like, so I'm going to reach underneath the treadmill that you're using, which I wasn't asking her to like stop working out or anything like that. You could just like reach underneath it. I'm not going to get hurt or anything. But I just wanted to tell her, and I said that to her. I said, I just want to tell you so you didn't get creeped out by this lady reaching underneath your treadmill. I'm just grabbing my AirPods case real quick. And she went. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was just the whole thing. And you would think that was the nice thing to do, to let her know, because wouldn't it be kind of scary if you were on a treadmill and some random person was on the floor reaching their hand underneath the equipment that you were using? I feel like you'd be just a little bit scared. So I just was like, hey, so sorry, I dropped my AirPods case underneath. I'm just going to grab it real quick. The conversation was a good 10 seconds. I wasn't like, hey, how are you guys doing? What's your name? Like, nothing like that. I was trying to just be as quick as possible because I also wanted to, like, leave and go home. So when women say it is hard to find friends, that's what they mean. Because women are mean. Just mean for no reason. That is about 90% of the interactions that I have with women my age. And I don't understand it. If someone had said that to me, I'd be like, oh, okay, no problem, whatever. I wouldn't look someone up and down and be like, okay, and scoff at them because they let me know what they were about to do before being weird. This is a very vulnerable thing for me to post. I actually was telling my husband on the phone about what happened like hours later and just started crying because I didn't realize like how bad it affected me, but it was so jarring and random. It is something that I'm genuinely insecure about, of like, I don't really have any friends. I have my son and I have my husband, and my husband is my absolute best friend. But, you know, as a woman, seeing all these people that are just like girlhood and all these like girl brunches and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, I want that. And I want that more than like once every 8 months. And yes, in general, like, it is very hard to find friends as an adult. And especially it is very hard to find friends as a woman because of how many women are just mean. And I am not claiming to be someone that is the nicest person in the universe. I promise you that I have my moments that I could be the biggest bitch ever. But I will say right off the bat, especially to strangers and people that I don't know, I'm very kind. I'm a very open person. I am never just like mean or rude off the bat unless you are actually coming at me or my family. So just a PSA, please stop being mean. Just stop.
A lot of y'all are mean girls and y'all don't even know y'all are mean girls. Now I get we all have our moments of like, that was kind of mean. But like, a lot of y'all be mean and y'all don't even know y'all mean. Like, there's no way that you think like laughing at somebody getting hurt, not having enough, not wearing the right clothes, not wearing the right shoes. Like, there's no way you think that that's okay. Like, making fun of somebody for how much they weigh. Like, girl, we in elementary school, girl, you gonna see about 10 years all of that same stuff going on. So don't talk too much because God don't like ugly. And sometimes it be the prettiest girls and then y'all be acting like this and it's like you can go from a 10 to a 4 so quick. Just by how you're treating people, talking about people, talking to people. Because a lot of y'all think y'all are better than people. And I think that's what's getting it. Like, oh, I'm up here and you down here. And you don't understand. God can switch that real quick. Real quick.
Okay, so let's have the conversation. Like, listening to all these stories, it really does make me think like, sis, are you good? Like, are you good? Anytime I hear stories like this. So I'm going to kind of go in order with the stories and what I think. So with the first story, I feel like that is really rude and petty to really leave somebody hanging. And I don't even mean just that specific story. I mean, like, even like dates, all of that. Why do y'all ghost people? Like, I feel like that's very disrespectful. It's one thing if you just met somebody and you might not be interested, so you just don't respond back or something like that. But y'all be real deal getting to know people or make promises and all of this, and then you just stand people up. That is crazy to me. So that poor lady, I don't know how old she is. She's probably in her 40s or 50s, but that's really rude. And when you think about people around that age group, a lot of times, sometimes they get lonely. Their kids are older and out of the house. I don't know if she has grandkids or not, but like, she probably, well, she was, from what her daughter said, really looking forward to that. So for y'all to do her like that, that is so wrong. That's so dirty. That's very much mean girl behavior. And, you know, you deserve whatever's coming to you because that's rude. With the second story, you know, first of all, let's not act like when we walk into a room, we're all not observant. Not everybody, but most people. Like, anytime I walk somewhere, I could be standing in line, restaurant, wherever. If somebody walks in, I also turn around and look to see who that was. You never know. It could be somebody coming to unalive the whole place who just walked in. You got to be aware of your surroundings. So I have never even heard a story to where somebody's offended that you turn around and looked at them because they opened the door and came in. Ain't that what most people do? Like, I'm lost and confused at that. And it definitely was giving, y'all just wanted to get a reaction out of this girl. Because if it was somebody who was not good looking who did that, they probably wouldn't have nothing to say. But it's not like she over there mugging you, staring you up and down, all that. She turned around, observed who walked in the room, and turned back around. We all do that. So I'm just lost and confused at why that bothered y'all. Y'all were just truly bothered because she done stirred up some demons in you. Because clearly, if you getting mad just at her looking at you because you opened the door, then baby, you got something wrong internally with you. Definitely something wrong. You want a reaction out of her so bad. You know, this actually happened. A situation similar to this has happened to me when it was me and this girl who I call my twin. We went out, and I remember all we doing is standing in line. Now there's this girl. She was short. She was kind of bigger set. You know what I mean? Heavier set. And she also looked younger. So keep that in mind as well. She also looked younger. And at the time, I think I was like 29 or something. Maybe 28. But the girl looked probably like 22, 23, something like that. And she was with like a group of people. And I remember. So, like, I remember in the summertime, like, me and my twin, we just standing in line. Like, downtown, it'd be, like, super lit in the summertime, around that time anyway. And it was long lines. There was a club over here, a club over there, and then people were standing in line. So, one line was going this way, one line was going that way. And we just stand in line. We thought this was the end of the line, split between the two clubs. So, we just stood, you know, where we thought the end of the line was to get into this club. Apparently it wasn't. There was a girl who was standing right there with her group of friends. We really did not know, genuinely. And she was like, dang, you just gonna stand in line in front of me, or something like that. And so we turned around and she just started going off, and I was like, oh, we didn't know. We didn't even see you. I swear we didn't even know. So I was like, so me and her step back and get behind them. She yanking at the mouth and all this kind of stuff. Oh, they think they all that. What, you think you look better than me? You think you all that? Da-da-da-da-da. And we just start laughing loud, like hysterically, because it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? And my friend, she was really ready to like be on some other type of time. And I told her, I said, look, she a little girl. She looked like she drunk. You know what I mean? Her friends ain't even saying nothing because it looked like they ain't even really taking her serious. Like, we're not about to let that interfere with us. But guess what? We got to skip the line anyway and get in. But girl, if you wouldn't have been the way you was, I could have grabbed you to come in with us. But go ahead and stand out in that line, boo. But I'm telling y'all, it's crazy how like people just act like that. You know what I mean? So they was definitely hating, you know what I mean? Because a girl like that should not bother you. She turned around to observe the scene. That's what it was. It should not trigger you and bother you that bad. Like, y'all really was trying to get this girl to go off on you. Like, girl, we're not on that type of time. Like, we're not on the same frequency as you. You're miserable. Clearly, you're upset. Clearly, we didn't trigger some emotions and insecurities and demons within you. We don't have to react that way. And I feel like they was just poking at her, trying to get that out of her. Okay? With the third story, apparently I heard a lot of people act like this in the Hamptons. I didn't know this was a thing, but currently a thing trending for this topic is like girls in Toronto and girls in the Hamptons. So there's a lot of mean girls out there. Like, I cannot stand stuck up females like that. Like, I hate snobby type of people. So I don't belong. Okay, I don't belong there because I'm gonna say something and it's just not gonna go out. The fourth story, why does it matter what this girl looks like in the gym? She did not come there for you. She came there to work out. You don't know what people got going on before they go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, a lot of people mostly go there in comfortable clothes, no makeup, etc. But like, why does what that lady have on her face concern you? This is why people be getting beat up, because y'all be too nosy worrying about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You in the gym, focus on you and what you trying to do in the gym. Stop focusing on what I got going on. So like, that is just annoying and very weird. Like, it don't matter what she got on at the gym. It don't matter what she got on her face. Like, y'all weird. Y'all are freaking weird. Some people said she sounded like Hilary Duff, and I do think she actually does sound like her. I was like, oh my gosh, she does sound like Hilary Duff. And with the last story, oh no, I'm sorry, not the last story. The fifth story, the story before last. Like, what is y'all problem? This is not your personal gym. If you want your own privacy, how about you invest in some gym equipment and turn your home into like a gym area? You cannot get mad or have no attitude because somebody won't go to the gym. Like, you're weird, very much freaking weird. But yeah, that energy was completely off. She was very polite. She's like, hey, I'm bending over. Like, you're being rude for no reason. Like, see, the bad part of me would have wanted her to trip on the treadmill because you're doing the most. Like, anyways. And then the last story, I put that last because I do think a lot of people don't realize that they are mean girls. They don't realize that, like, hey, if you're being rude for no reason, if you're just gossiping just to be gossiping, like, there's a difference between venting about something to a trusted friend or family member and then just gossiping for no reason. Like, if you're gossiping, if you are being rude for no reason, if you are like jealous of somebody and try to put them down and throw shade and all of that, you are exhibiting mean girl behavior. If you are participating with somebody who is doing that, you are exhibiting mean girl behavior. And I hate to see it. I think that we need to do better. Nobody is perfect, but we can't help the problem if we don't identify the problem. So you might also have to cut ties with certain people who act that way. Because remember, what you are is what you attract. So eventually that will catch back up to you. You think God's going to bless ugly? That's why a lot of people, they still have a hole missing in their life, like of something. They could have all the materialism they want, everything they want, but they still miss something that they truly desire. They still feel empty. It's because you're ugly on the inside. You need to fix yourself so that you can be completely healed and whole. Okay, so, and to the girls who go through this, unfortunately, I was a girl who went through this a lot in school. People will be jealous for no reason. People will throw shade for no reason. People will be rude for no reason. Like, you have to realize when you're attractive, you have a good personality, dudes like you, etc. Unfortunately, that's just going to happen. You are better off really just finding your own crowd. Okay, if you're the weirdo, find the weirdos. If you're the jock, find the jocks. Like, you're better off just finding your own crowd. Also, nothing wrong with just being friends by yourself, like, at least for a while until you can attract the right person. Like, the girl who I called my twin that I told you about that story time, like, we both were tall girls and people that thought naturally we were stuck up. So we just became friends. They thought we were sisters. That's why I call her twin, because we look alike. And they thought we stuck up. So we kind of just clicked with each other, and that became like literally like my sister. So like, just find your person or your people, your crowd, etc., and let it go. I know a lot of people get so caught up in this like popularity thing, like, oh, I want to be this. But let me tell you something, sweetheart, a lot of them be the fakest people ever. And then a lot of them who who make fun of you for either being skinny or tall or short, whatever. Watch how a lot of them turn out after high school. A lot of them be fat, nasty looking, like trifling. Like, I'm telling you, you just continue to be a good person, be the sweet girl that you are, and you will attract your people. And then watch how your life thrives based off of the people who try to make you feel bad thrive. So that's all I have to say. If y'all have any mean girl stories, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one.